IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy, actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with the Hindu goddess Laxmi. Did you know that the origin of the name Laxmi comes from the Sanskrit word laks, which means to perceive and to observe? The words are actually very similar to the words laksia or lakshya, which translate into goal. Now, goddess Laxmi is the goddess of wealth, and in her name lies the secret to wealth, to being rich. And I'm writing this podcast on Dhanteras, and it's a day we do a small puja to Laxmi, welcoming her into the house. It's a way of welcoming money into the house, prosperity into the house, and wealth into the house. What's interesting is that we often have such a funny relationship with money. At one end, we want it, and at the other end, we act as if we don't want it. Oh, money, it's not important. I'm not doing it for money. We create all these excuses and then we send these mixed signals. Then comes the way we look at people who have money. Oh, he must be loaded. I wish I had what he has. Oh, he can afford that. We look at people with jealousy and greed. In one of the mythological stories, the goddess Laxmi abandoned the gods when she felt that he had seized wealth and greed and arrogance. Which means that looking at things with greed and jealousy is not a way of getting rich. Finally, we live in a world where we feel we never have enough money. I know so many millionaires who feel that they are broke, who feel that they have nothing. And this is because they are constantly comparing themselves to someone else. Someone with more money. And the media and society today is constantly telling us to get rich, get 20 times your income in 1 year, become a millionaire by the age of 30, etc., etc. And we see fancy cars and big homes and want them immediately. We believe that is what success looks like. And the key thing to realize is that there is a big difference between being rich and feeling rich. A billionaire can feel like a poor person, while someone can have a rich mindset and feel peaceful and calm with what they have. Am I saying that you should not earn more money? No, not at all. The point is to fall in love with what money represents. Do not fall in love with money itself. Do you want more money so that you can go on holidays? What is stopping you now? Do you want more money to buy a fancy car? Why? What does that car represent for you? I want more money so that I can have and keep creating things like the podcast, the YouTube channel, the habit coaching app, and share them for free as a gift. The money for me represents giving back to society or having the ability to change society. And this is where the first meaning of Laxmi comes in. Lux or perception. Observe and perceive the role of money in your life. What do you want it for? I mean, what do you really want? Is it to show off? Is it to give your children a better education? What is the role of this money? And this is one of the biggest questions people with a rich mindset ask themselves. By asking this question, you will see the greed disappear, the jealousy disappears. The next hint in the goddess Laxmi's name is laksia or goal. The rich mindset has a very definite goal in mind for their wealth, their riches. It is not about mindlessly accumulating. It is about having something you're reaching for and going after. People with goals succeed because they know exactly what they're going after, right down to how that goal is going to make them feel. Recently, I've been getting a lot of direct messages on Instagram about financial habits, learning about money. Most believe that they are broke, that they are poor, and hence they have that poor mindset or not having enough money. Instead, imagine if you could flip their thinking. Start thinking with a rich mindset. First, welcoming money into their life and hence looking for opportunities. Second, understand that money is a tool and you should love and yearn for what money means to you, not just the money. Thirdly, have a clear goal for what they want to achieve from what they want in life. It can be a financial goal or something else, but the clarity is important. So your simple habit to change your money mindset starts by understanding that being rich has nothing to do with what is in your bank account. It is about how you feel about what you have and why you have these things in your life. What is the purpose of your money and what money means to you? And as your habit coach, I want to see all of you feeling financially free, rich, and happy. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Want to wish you all a happy Diwali. Hope you had a great festive season. It's been a great week in terms of the kinds of guests we've had and the kind of conversations we've had on the network this week. Do definitely check some of these things out. On This Round's on Me with Gauri Devidayal, she had a great conversation with Garima Arora, who's one of the best-known chefs in the world. It was just absolutely riveting. Do check that out. On States of Anarchy, Hamsini Hariran spoke about chronicling India's different wars. Again, really interesting episode. Check that out. Ashdin had a very interesting episode on his show, The Habit Coach. It was called I Don't Feel Like Doing Anything. It's about how to overcome malaise just generally, and I thought really, really interesting stuff. Kumi Vayana was the guest on Cyrus Says on Monday's episode last week, and she's an educator, and my God, it was such a fascinating conversation talking about the way education functions in India and some of the changes she'd like to see. Just really, really interesting stuff. Do give that a listen. On Uncle Please Sit, Anupam Manur was there with Joel and Tushar talking about the Indian economy, part 1 of a 2-part series. Second part will be out this week. You should definitely check that out. Lastly, I want to talk to you all about the Filter Coffee podcast. Karthik Nagarajan, who hosts that show, is on a little bit of a break. He's back with a banger of an episode. It is with Himura Maya, who used to run Landmark Stores, and they talk about the culture of bookstores and quizzing and all kinds of stuff. Really interesting conversation. Do check that out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Paisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Paisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.